Dreams take form in a midnight glow. Fingers trace where ideas flow. A realm beyond where thoughts reside. A spark of genius won't be denied. We're building worlds from whispers in air, layer by layer with a soulful flair. Spinning dreams on a printed line, shaping the world one curve at a time. We build your passion in a digital spin. From deep within, let the magic begin. Every edge and every fine trace, a masterpiece springs into space. Bibeldition in a digital spin. From deep within, let the magic begin. Every edge and every fine trace, a masterpiece springs into space. We're building worlds from whispers in air, layer by layer with a soulful flair. Spinning dreams on a printed line, shaping the world one curve at a time. Watch it rise, defying the rules, fusing the future with visionary tools. Ethereal hands mold beauty untold. From thought to reality, a sight to behold. Clouds of creation, they softly dance on shifting grounds. They take their chance. A waltz of wonder, a rhythm unique, a vibrant form where silence speaks. Sculpting shadows with my mind so bright. Dreams are forged through the laser's light. Building bridges where no roads have been. Drafting futures in a world unseen. Layer by layer, the story unfolds. Whispering echoes of bygone modes. Planting visions from the dust of time. A tale in shapes both bold and fine. Oh, the bot spins dreams and threads so tight, designing whispers till they ignite. Shape the past and future in one scene, breathing life into the in-between. Watch the patterns dance the air they claim. Laser sights etch path they can't contain. History's bones now dressed anew. With every carve, the cosmos grew. Through the firelight I trace their glow. Reflections shimmer of what will grow. Mystic rhythm guides the machine's sway. Weave it forward to another
There he is. Hello, hello, hello. Hello,
Yeah, I
everyone.
should have the mic fixed. Let me go live as well. Let's see here.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maker Millwright. We're waiting on Built Overbot here on MakerHouse. How is everybody doing?
Welcome in, everybody. I'm not sure if we're in ads or not. I'm trying to figure that out. Let's see.
Oh, look at that
As far as on
shelving
Twitch,
behind you.
that is pharmacy shelving from Walmart. We purchased that a long time ago.
Ooh.
So that was a inexpensive purchase for me that we bought one time. I think I paid $20 at an auction, Walmart auction, and we got tons of this for that.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, it did not come with the contents to a lot of people.
Ooh.
uh,
Ooh. So
but
fancy. Hello, Down Under Maker. We're in ad breaks, but that's okay. People should sub to the channel if they don't want ads. So what are we working on today?
I just got in, so I'm going to be tearing down a couple printers that the boards have failed on, and they're just not worth the repairs.
Wait a
Uh,
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Didn't you just tell me that you weren't gonna do that?
no, I wouldn't have said I wasn't going to do it. I don't. I do get the argument as far as to dispose of a single color printer. However, that being said, the deltas, by the time you repair them and get them usable, I'm not sure it's.
You are watching a master at work.
Uh, I don't think that they're worth the cost of repairing them right now.
Yeah, but I that
So
I like where this is going, so I'm not going to complain. But my perspective was much the same as yours. Single extrusion machines are definitely right, but I have three I want to do, and they're Cartesian, so they're like open gantry, like they're not that big a deal.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean, uh, yeah, I mean, I get that. And in a lot of ways, it's kind of a shame to do all these and build this. Uh, we just started coming in, but thank you for joining. Is it Jim? Projects are going okay. It's a little slow for me getting stuff done because I have a day job and some parents with some health issues. But we are getting the makerspace up and running. This is the first time in a while I've streamed out here. You can see behind me. I don't know where. Maybe I should bring up the net to where I can see what camera's showing. Uh, Behind me there is some shelving. Let's see. I guess you cannot see the O scope there. I've got power supply for things, a soldering iron, all that, enough to reduce some repairs. Heat guns, basic electrical supplies for lab work behind me, or the start of an electrical lab. Uh, we also do have thermal scopes, bore scopes for electrical repair. You'll see like CD-ROMs, things for computer repair for those that need it. But that's the electronics lab for the makerspace. To this, my left is a spring cabinet. So build anything from, let's see, that size spring to
ooh, the good stuff. The good stuff. Welcome in, Jim.
stuff like that. That's going to be quite useful. Essentially, we have the hardware department out of our hardware store sitting next to me right here that we bought years ago. So again, we're getting there, but it's going to take a little while. I guess everything does, right?
It took
But
everything in my
yeah, this
power down
is
our maker. Sorry, go ahead, Bob. Didn't mean to interrupt.
yeah. Oh, nothing to interrupt. We're getting there. We're just getting there slowly.
It took everything in my power not to go to Sweden and visit the Bondtech factory. Just as a note. Just put that out there for you.
I never actually had a problem, which uh, as far as doors, but then again, everything's been relatively steady as far as where we've run them on
Yeah.
shelving. But I've never had a problem with the Delta. They're our most reliable machines. They just have thousands of hours on them, and the boards are acting up. We need new heating elements. We need, it's just gotten to where all of my Deltas are wore out.
Yeah.
So I've got other jobs for them coming up, and that's where we're headed. With it. In fact,
It seems
these have been
fair.
my maintenance-free machines.
It seems
So
like
I'm
a
going to take them
fair
apart
request.
and build something else out of them. I am keeping an ender for TPU and other things for slow machines till I can at least get a tool changer. And then it'll probably retire. I also have a hard time with structural prints on the Deltas. They're beautiful to watch run, but the clearances aren't as perfect in my experience on this Delta.
I want a Delta for
So
cosplay components. That's why I want a Delta, because the height production they have on them, and sort of like for cylindrical things, and the height on them is wonderful. Pardon me.
now round things this thing does wonderful on. It's the square is actually where I seem to have issues.
Yeah.
Uh,
But it's a
and
polar
I
printer.
don't
What did
know.
you expect?
Yeah. Uh, and they are the most magical thing to watch run of any of the printers. If you want to mesmerize somebody with a printer at a show, the Delta's the way to go. I've got one that the board's working okay on. I may try to keep one. Uh, as far as running for for like shows when we're doing them, I realistically, it's not great to print in an outdoor show. Your prints
No,
aren't going to be super great.
that's why the Delta Flyer is enclosed. Yeah, that's definitely why the Delta Flyer is enclosed. Because it's an
And I may
experimental
do
machine,
something like
right?
that,
Yeah.
where
Which
it's an
isn't.
enclosed Delta.
Yeah.
But huh, I I wouldn't put your Delta as your only machine, but I do think it's the coolest to watch run
Yeah. They're very unique.
because yeah, they're magical to watch. It looks sci-fi. In fact, I don't understand why when they show 3D printers that they're not running Deltas
Because they don't know.
because of how cool they look.
Because they just simply do
Uh,
not know.
yeah, probably, but I just think that they're just the coolest thing ever to watch. You stick a Delta on a counter, like we had one in our store at the checkout counter, and people would forget that they were even checking out. They would just start watching the printer run and not even bother with anything else. Nobody complained about the wait times. It was almost like a complaint to where they were sad to leave the store. So the Deltas have always been, I think, the most beautiful machine to watch run. Plus, these were before the what do you call them, the noiseless steppers drivers, so they would sing. Uh, and especially if you get four of these running,
Yeah.
side by side, they really make music.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So in a lot of ways, that it's going to be a shame to tear them apart, but I need the arms for a project, and uh, cost for repair, everything it there. So I'm just going to tear them apart and build what I want.
I think you're gonna restore one of them. I think by the time you get to the third one, you're gonna be like, I gotta repair one of these. Just to have it as a legacy machine. It's like I said before, right? I've got 3 machines just sitting around waiting for rebuilds, right?
Oh, I'll keep one of them probably as a legacy. I've got my Print R bot that it still runs. It's absolutely useless for printing without a heated bed, and it is so slow. And in some cases, I have an original rip wrap, uh, and I robbed the electronics off of it years ago and used the board for something else. So I got to figure out what I can do to repair that and get it working again. I'm sure I got to resquare everything, but I would actually like to get that working again, because it's an original riprap kit from right when printing started.
Yeah.
So
It's
that would
it's
be
like people with the i3s, right?
I'm not sure how much of us are going to look back at printing because it's such a niche thing, but I could be wrong. I mean, huh.
I think it has a value
We
in it.
also have two 6 SEs. I'm sorry?
Well, I just think there's a legitimate value in it. That's all.
I think there is historically, I mean, for
Yeah.
that. And there's a good shot I'll regret tearing apart these and using the extrusions and motors
Yeah.
in the
So
future. But
just make sure you leave one.
yeah, uh, I will be leaving one, but it it is a, bittersweet thing as far as to see it go.
Hmm.
Uh, I want to get a camera that leans over the workbench here. Is actually what I'm going to pull out of it. I'm going to take one of my enders and turn it into a gel printer or silicone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Tech Cheaper.
Unfortunately, welcome in Tech Cheaper. I figured you were watching one of the other channels that I had up Tech Cheaper, so I wasn't expecting you today. It is always a shame to see one of these go though, right? Because you're right, it's history.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where we got how we got to the day where we are today.
Yeah.
Uh,
Something special. Yeah.
e- yeah, and even if nobody's going to buy a print off of it, it
If you design for it, right?
yeah, design it to put the colors together.
There's lots of like G stops. You can make things that are assemblable. You can do all this stuff.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, have a great day. Shout out Calgary.
So yeah, thank you. I I need to get better self promotion. I haven't even Ethan's here, and I haven't even actually done a shout out to his stream as
Oh,
far as for
don't,
myself.
don't
Uh,
worry about it.
so that is something I need to improve on. I always feel like it's an invasion of their channel, and I shouldn't, but I do. It is what it is. We have we've changed all of our plans for the CNC room, so we're putting that in what was the paint room and just giving that up for right now to get it
Hmm.
open because of funds. I don't have the extra funds to paint and refinish another room at the moment. Well, better way of putting it is I don't have the funds with keeping the extra I need to guarantee the project stay open for
When
a
when
year.
does the when does Maker House open?
I still have to. I got to get the CNCs running so I can build the parts for my bathroom. And as soon as I have a public restroom open. That's when the it will fully open to the public. Now, as far as an open house, I'm going to wait till I can get some people in because I promised Tech Cheaper and Shenanigans warning. But at that point, because I have talked to some schools again, and we have a engineering group from Chicago wanting to come in here, so and spend the day. So I'm gonna have to work with those groups individually. which will be nice. Customers that came in here for other reasons that are bringing in groups because they saw some of the setup. I I didn't think it was going to be a destination for some people, but I'm starting to see where maybe I was wrong. But I'm not sure it's going to be attracting tourism in the area, but
Really,
you know it.
really.
Uh,
Where am I located again, and where are you located again? What have I said about this event? About this specialty? What have I said about that? What was that? What did I even ask you for? Do you remember?
you asked me for extra housing for people to stay at, but
No,
that's
no.
what
I said, listen, I will come down and help you build the housing. Find me a place to stay down there so I can come down for a few days and help. That's what I said. I'm in Vancouver, so it's not a destination. Oh, I'm not going to hang out with my streamer friends and have them build junk with me. It seems like somebody's going to need some ketchup for them their words.
I get I'm
Look,
wrong.
look, look! You
Uh,
see that? You guys see that? He had to tip his head because he knows I'm right.
we Sandy's actually wanting to change the CNC room into a streamer room for where they can get away
A
from the
studio. Yeah,
yeah
yeah.
where we moved this counter that I'm working at. This is my grandfather's bench
Yep,
and some lights, and use that for photography and studio.
yep. Oh no!
Yeah. uh,
Who let
I
him
think
in?
it's welcome in, pile. I think it's going to be multiple. I actually see multiple maker houses where you
It's
get
true. I agree,
regional
down
ones.
Undermaker. Don't listen to Bob.
Uh,
Never listen to Bob because Bob
but
Bob likes to set the bar down here, and I like to live up here. So you know how it is. You know how. Hello, Mr. Rabideau. I'm telling you, man. I've been to Manchester University. Spent time in Manchester. I've been to Wales. I've been to a castle. Why would Maker House not be on the top of my list for a visit point? I'll even be at well, we're
I mean,
95% confirmed for Murph
I
this
would
year.
agree that it may be more exciting than the Eiffel Tower, but I'm not a huge fan of
Yeah.
Paris.
Th-
So
Well, Eiffel Tower in a vacuum would be very interesting. Eiffel Tower and what I understand about Paris, less interesting. Yes. Remember, I do love
uh,
ironwork. I really love ironwork.
I like the. It was actually supposed to be a temporary thing just for testing. It was never intended to be a landmark.
Mm.
So I'm not. I think it's overrated, but that's just my opinion on the Eiffel
Dude,
Tower.
dude, I
So
just like went to a town in England called Ironbridge to see
now that's
the
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's um, to me that was the start of the Industrial Revolution where they're
It was.
moving goods. That's cool. Uh, it would probably be cheaper than visiting the Eiffel Tower, and we
Depends on if
actually
it
do
makes
have a
me sleep
national
on the
park
ground.
here. I need to someday. I'm gonna have to have housing here for people. I got to figure that out because one bedroom apartment is not sufficient for guests or a studio apartment, however you want to look at my place right now.
Oh, really? Yeah, Ironbridge was like something to see. If you didn't
uh,
know what I know, you wouldn't be all that impressed. But with what I know, I like Bob says, right? Iron Bridge and the town of Iron Bridge is like pretty much the start of the Industrial Revolution. So if you're a big machine head like I am, then something like that, well, being able to walk that and be there and see woodworking techniques used in cast iron, it's pretty cool.
that one I actually will give you the Eiffel Tower. I think was that's a different level. Now I get people want to see it that to each their own. This is my opinion. My opinion's worth about a little less than what you pay for it, which is nothing. You know,
50% depreciation once spoken.
yeah, 90% depreciation when spoken. But I just don't think that that one's the highest on my list as far as
No.
change the world.
It,
So
where I went, Iron Bridge is more important than the Eiffel Tower.
to
Now,
history, yes.
yeah, well, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Now, the Eiffel Tower on itself is a marvel of the modern world. Like, no joke, no gag, no nothing. But and it's very special because it's a steel cast structure riveted together, freestanding piece of art. Not only that, but it's literally a stone's throw from the Louvre Art Gallery. But
And see,
yeah, it's
I'm not an art person either, so no
but
there. But
like Slack says,
yeah,
Iron Bridge is one of the places that is very specific to human transition and development. Yes, Iron Bridge is. If you didn't know what we know, going to the Eiffel Tower would be more impressive. But because the things that we know, Iron Bridge is actually more significant and more interesting to our group of people than Eiffel Tower could ever be. Right.
and that's basically it. That was when we started to industrialize. We could cast metal on that level to where we could do some of the things that we do. It's progression of the human race.
Yeah.
It's sad that it took us that long to get there because you know ancient Rome was not far off from the steam engine. They actually had it; they just didn't progress it.
Well, I
You
think
know,
like you have to remember that the very first like industrial blast furnaces were there in Iron Bridge. They're a 5 to 10 minute walk from Iron Bridge itself. So it's you're cooking, right? Like, so for people like you and I and the engineers in the audience and those who want to learn, Iron Bridge is very important. The Eiffel Tower is a beautiful landmark and a big steel thing, but now to my Parisian friends, correct me if I'm wrong, but Paris does not always smell very nice, and Paris is not always the friendliest of places.
that's basically why I would never go to Paris.
Hence,
And
and
I understand why people don't like Americans, but you know, uh,
I don't
it is what it is.
I don't know if there's a negative stereotype of Americans. Like, I've traveled before, and then I just got back from my travels, but there is a negative like impression of Americans. Some of it is earned, and some of it is just a broad, stereotyping. But my experience, like I said before, me coming down to Goshen, Indiana, for example, was beautiful and friendly, and it was easy to make friends. And because I dressed so loud, people were always so interested and wanted to know about me. But I would say, as I've said before, in the defense of the Americans, is you guys are a private people, and sometimes you can be loud and obnoxious. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think you also have the middle class that's what you saw, working class people, and then you have
Yeah.
the people that travel, which is typically not the working class. So there's
But
two
who
different
are my
groups.
who are my people, Mr. Bob?
Well, I'm saying that Paris is going to see more of our non-working class people,
Yeah.
where if you go to Goshen, you're going to see the working class, uh, those that actually don't necessarily always think they're better than everybody else in a lot of cases, unfortunately. So two different groups uh, as far as what the norm or what they see is for.
Yeah.
Uh, and a lot of times when a guy's spending his life savings to go see a place, he's going to be more upset when things don't go their way. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
so you also have that.
Well, it's we
Uh,
this channel very much has a very large love for the blue collar and the the worker, like you say, the worker class of people, where respect and dignity is given and received, right? Where the answer isn't always money. Sometimes the answer is just a little blood and sweat and a little bit of elbow grease, right?
I mean, yeah, I'm working class. I grew up in an engine shop. I actually grew up as a mechanic. Heck, my mom taught me to rebuild a carburetor. So uh, that's as working class as you get when your mom works in an engine shop, as a mechanic.
Yep.
So
So again,
yeah,
why do you think Mager Haas isn't a destination?
I just didn't figure that I was going to build. I started showing a guy basically our equipment. I did not think that people would get on a train from Chicago to come down here that didn't know me very well.
Now,
So
can I just bring some reality in here for you? Is that possible? Am I allowed to do that?
yeah, I mean,
Okay. So I'm very clearly a Canadian contenter from the West Coaster, right? Even if you think I'm American, I'm still from the West Coast, right? Now you're in the beautiful Central States. Please explain to me when I say to you, built over bot, sir, and dishwasher bot. Please allow me to come visit your home and spend time cleaning your shop with you, even if we just end up just cleaning shop and having dinner together. Would that be okay? To which you and the fine miss reply, "Of course, Maker. That sounds wonderful. We would like that. Wait till we can do that." So
I
when I say
I would
that,
like we will work on getting basically
and
accommodations for people.
but we're not going to stress about that. We're not talking about that. We're bringing some reality to the conversation. And as everyone knows, Canadian dollars are monopoly money. So when I make the conversation, let me please spend my monopoly money to come down and bother you about what is in your back catalog of machinery. When I say that, how does it blow your mind that locals want to say, "Hey, no, we want to do the same thing. Some of us just want to sit in your yard and make fun of you while you touch stuff." How does that? How I'm sort of lost in the reality in which you and I are divergent here. Um, how is that not a thing? Yeah, Canadian Tire money, Jim. I agree. Yeah, I apologize. It's not it has a value, but only in very certain places.
Canadian Tire is like a better class of Harbor Freight, isn't it?
Canadian Tire is a department store, so I don't really know. Like, it's kind of like Walmart, except it used to be more focused on like automotive. That's like where they started. But now it's very much a department store. Like, you could go there and buy snacks, and you go Christmas shopping there, and it's not just tires and batteries and stuff. That they have built-in mechanic shops in all of them. Harbor Freight is very much similar to Princess Auto, except I think they're pretty much on the same bracket. Yeah,
Okay, it's Princess
willing to
Auto I
work
was
for
thinking
food filament and yeah, food and filament. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I was thinking of Princess Auto on that
yeah.
one's
Princess
Canadian
Auto is
Tire.
awesome. Princess Auto is awesome. I
Does
wish
it
they would
have the
sponsor me.
vulcanizing smell of Harbor Freight
Oh
where you can
boy,
tell when you
this.
walk in?
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Hydraulic fluid, vulcanized rubber, and dreams. Oh yeah.
I mean, you can tell when you walk through the door of a Harbor Freight because of the smell. You're right. It's hydraulic fluid and vulcanized rubber.
Yeah.
It is a mix. It's just uh,
Is this in just chatting?
it.
Where are
Yeah,
we, Bob? I'm not
unfortunately,
a mob.
anybody can join. By the way, let me. Anybody I know can join. We have to
No,
know that you're likely to be respectful. Uh, it should be in just chatting.
Bob should be working. I'm just distracting him because if you guys don't know, Built Over Bot and I have been friends for 4 years, and we have yet to ever meet, sadly. But Oh, he just broke his thing. But we will be. If you guys don't know, there's an event called Midwest Rep Rap Festival. I will try and get a link for you. It's a Facebook group. We will be meeting there for the first time in the real, and I'm very excited to meet Built Over Bot, and there's many of us who are be doing. No, it's called Murph. It's just they don't use the W. Here you go. Here's the Facebook link. And yeah, so that's Midwest Rep Rap. We lost you there just for a second there, Bob. I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Oh, that's fine. I realize that now. Basically, my internet's kind of sketchy in the middle of nowhere.
yep. Yeah, and I was just my references from this year so far is I was at Sanjay Mortimer Rep Rap Festival in Manchester, England. So
Today, I was working in the shop outside. I thought I was streaming out there and bringing over like the drill press or something.
Excellent.
I would say Murph's a party event. Uh,
My experience with Murph is it is not. But remember, I only ever have 2 drinks, and I don't smoke, right?
okay, well, I wouldn't say this.
I'm a very boring maker.
I actually have not had a drink in years, but I won't say that I won't have a beer or something at Murph because, well, just because I'm away, and this is as close as I'll ever get to a vacation. So,
Uh,
are you joining? Or are you still?
Current projects I'm working on. I have a bunch of outstanding. I'm doing a battle bot that I'm struggling with just one component, which is kind of tied me up. I'm doing. I just did a material sponsorship component for Sunlu, and I'm just finishing up that. We've got some milling projects and stuff like that coming in the near future on my artisan, my Snapmaker artisan, and my dream machine, my Voron Zero, I use it for making miniatures most of the time. I'm not very organized like Bob. I just kind of go with the winds of change. And if any
I wouldn't consider
creator
myself
like Build a Bot,
organized.
well, if I was going to be disassembling a machine, I would decide midstream to disassemble it. So I'm probably not the best reference.
I'm trying to get to where I'm going to have plans for the stream before I do it. Because I've got to get things done. And also, if I don't get stuff done during stream, I'm getting farther and farther behind. Welcome in, Agent Cola. I've got to get my work done some manner throughout the day. And streaming is the only time I can do it realistically for some of this.
If you are a software designer, I can always put you to work. Especially if you can code Python. I can put you to work. If you can code Python, or if you're willing to learn a new language, I can put you to work because I'm more the creative side of things. And then I just figure it out. I basically imagine something I want, and then I make it. Hello, Cruising Girl. Yeah, Biker Viking knows what's going on. I make plans to plan, and then fail to plan my plans.
Basically, I think that's unfortunately too often what I do is I don't make plans, and then you go with the flow and you don't get anything done. But if I'm going to have the space open, I got to get stuff done, and since I promised to stream, I need to work and do both at the same time.
Do I have a GitHub? No, I again, I'm trying not to self promote here, but I am the free heathen here on Twitch. Give me a follow or whatever. But I'm like herding cats, just as a reference. unless I am like pinned down to a specific task, the likelihood is I will do it when I'm inspired to do it. So constant distribution of any projects or programs, anything like that. There's actually on my, if you want a reference, you can check my YouTube. There's 4 or 5 videos of concept that I want done, and it's something I would put. A lot of the stuff I want to put together is so that I can put it together with other makers. So I always try to work in a team format, and I want to be able to do kits. So say I invented something or made something, built over, I would have built over bot will build it as well. So if we made something on my content, it would immediately go. There's what, 6 content creators. There's a couple of them here in lobby that there's even one in lobby here that's not forward facing, and I would have him do it because it's just something special to have to be a part of this community, right? I'm just here to keep Bob laughing and keep him busy. That's all.
Or make sure I don't work, whichever comes first.
What do you
I'm
know?
going to step away and get a couple wrenches. I will be right back because most of my stuff is in the shop.
So
For
we're gonna plan
daily
against
work.
Bob. I mean, we're not plotting against
Yeah.
Bob. Everyone, join the Built Over
So I
Bot
will be
Discord.
step right back.
All right. Yeah, join the Discord. Get involved. Yeah, when it comes to programming stuff, I have my own sort of things, but I have an issue. I have a brain issue, so programming is one of the things. And I don't mind farming out things to other creators, and I like to get more names attached to stuff. I think Bob feels the same way. And like I said, guys, we're trying to get Bob feel super strong about Maker Haas, because I think, oh, I feel you. I'm on 100, but we're trying to get Bob to feel super strong about Maker Haas because I've him repeatedly. He doesn't understand like how much of an influence he is on our community. He and his wife, and there's quite a few creators that just want to come down and raid his stashes and cause chaos in his workshop and just hang out, make YouTube, make content. That's, I mean, we were being professional.
We also have to. Our ideal situation will be other people copy us. That's why as we get to where we can, we're going to share financials. But I got to
Yeah,
get to where I've got ready to open before I'm willing to, and we're going to be in a position to where that's possible.
we think so much alike, eh, Bob?
Because you don't want to share financials when you don't have. If I'm sharing financials of a business that's not open, that I don't have an idea of exactly what it's going to cost fully, you're looking at a problem or not a future thing. Welcome in, Pezlas. Thank you for joining. Should have done a shout out for you because you're on the list. Let's see what's wrong with that.
Yeah, so Maker Haas is this idea that's been floating around in our communities. It's inspired by a bunch of different creators on YouTube and the environment. And what it is it not only is it a maker space, but it's a maker space that can be conjoined with others, and you can develop content there as well. So like an atypical makerspace is basically a space with a couple of instructors who are savvy about machinery, and you can make things. For example, in Bob's, one of the big things that'll be there is sewing and electronics. But when you can grab a bunch of creators and have a studio and have a bunch of creators sit around and spitball ideas and draw on notebooks and make YouTube content off that, it becomes more than that, and it becomes a home, right? So it's an idea that we want to share across the world. And Bob and I have spoken at great lengths about what we think about it and what we can do and things like that, right? So it's become it's something that we both agree that no one can own. No one can own the name Maker Haas. No one can hold the idea, because the idea is that we get to a position where we share as much information. I'm big on sharing. I share the financials behind my live stream. so that people know what it costs to live stream and do things like that, make stuff and work for sure. So
My
one's
idea
traveling
is, I actually think the world's going to change with AI to where people are going to need a purpose. And if we
oh
can
yeah,
put maker spaces around the world that people can go to, we actually can give them a place to have it, because you can't have all this in your average house.
no. Well, especially
So,
like once you get an injection machine, right? I'm debating looking into getting one for here in the lab, but I just an injection. For example, one of the main, like I was saying there previously, you know, you have sewing machines. They didn't ask what type of sewing machines, but he has sewing machines. He has a mechanic, like a machinist shop. He's got an electronic shop. He has space to open these up as an opportunity. But this is an idea that's shared very commonly in the maker community. It's maker space on steroids, and one of the greatest strengths behind them is having the ability to have content creators come join you. So have a studio. Um, yeah.
and in my case, it's going to be a vintage maker space where a lot of my machinery is going to be, or a lot of it's pre-World War II,
Yeah.
but we're going to have a vintage look to it. CNC equipment built out of old machines. We're going to have uh, part of it's for affordability, part of it's for coolness, in my opinion, in fact. But we're hoping to inspire others that may be in a position where they can get a hold of some space, like what we have, to open up maker spaces elsewhere. Because I really think that's a viable business model later. Because while we can have 3D printers and some small desktop milling, you can't have your average person can't have everything. When you start getting a 4 foot by 4 foot CNC router or bigger, or the larger mills, stuff like that, it's going to be a lot harder to have in a garage.
Well, when you only have
So
50 amp service for your whole entire apartment, you start plugging machines in, and you got to worry about burning fuses. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, yeah, and I've got single plugs that are more than that. So
Why you gotta do me like that, man? You always gotta do me like that. I see how it is.
um, and I do have a 50 amp, more than one 50 amp plug out there. So uh, I've got a couple machines that pull quite a bit close to that.
Every time.
But
Every time.
I do get that not everybody, again, your apartments, and I know of people running 10 to 20 machines in an apartment. So there are people running quite a bit, but I'm not trying to actually biking.
Every time.
uh,
Every time.
uh, I'm telling you, look for an old industrial space to build a house in. You get a lot more power.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, your average house does not have a 600 amp service.
Well, I think here in Canada now they're up to 150 amp service, but my apartment building with the commercial spaces also, like, the whole building is 250 amps for the whole service. So it's
Wow. How many?
yeah,
They have multiple houses on 250 amps?
well, apartments, right?
Yeah.
And commercial spaces.
Yeah, I guess you don't have a welder or anything like that in an apartment, so that cuts back. But you still have stoves.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
can't say too much, right? But
uh, typically your EVs mostly are not uh, pulling that much juice per hour. I mean, I would say 20 amps for an EV charger would be
well, I think it's
a
higher
rough
now. I
estimate.
think it's 50.
Is it?
Yeah, because the fast charger stations have a bigger pull.
Uh, I've only got two 50 amp plugs.
Yeah, but that's more than enough.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying in the industrial space.
Yeah.
Most of my machines are 10 amp or lower. I mean, even my car lift is only like 20 amps, and that's to pick up. That was at 5 ton.
It's more than enough to a car.
It's for it. We've got it for trucks too.
It'll pick up trucks.
Yeah, it'll do up to about a 1 ton, I think, on it, depending on how loaded it is. Um, yeah, but I saw that as far as to make cups out of it. I always cringe when people try to make because PLA is going to separate at some point if you put enough water in it. It's going to split on the seams due to the biodegradable nature of it.
It'd actually be from the hydrogen swelling. It's not that it's biodegradable; it's that the hydrogen swelling is going to cause it to swell along the seam line at some point. But there's some tricks to get around that.
But that's done in the slicer, and most people aren't doing it. But we've always avoided cups and bases somewhat for that reason. Is I don't want something sitting on a guy's table and it fail
Yes.
and feel responsible. You know, but again,
Well,
each their own.
vases and cups are like the primary consumer good when it comes to all this stuff, right?
It is, and they sell. It shows.
Yep.
It's just we've always avoided it for the reasons of it seems like 3D printing and putting enough water in it at some point, everyone I've seen fails at some point. There are some fixes where you could do the walls thick and all, or thick enough and all that stuff, but it's not stuff that you're going to see at the edge when you're selling it. You know, it's stuff that it's done behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's manufacturing.
Just like
process.
the way that we shape our joints to where they're a little stronger. It's not stuff that you see right when you do it if you're looking at my print. But there are ways of making the joint stronger than what you can do or what the average one has done. PETG is definitely better for water if you're going to use a cup. We are doing some cups because I am thinking of bringing an ice machine if I can figure out a way to get ice to Murph. And I've been trying to come up with a way to do it to where we'll make snowballs.
You have
Because
big expectations for the temperature of Murph.
I realize that getting ice to Murph is going to be a challenge, but I'm still going to try.
Oh, no, that's not the issue. The fact that it may not turn immediately to a vapor as soon as you pull it out of what insulated object it's in is your unfair expectation. Remember, everybody, like and follow the channel.
Essentially, yes, and my machine requires a 4-inch ice block. Because
you have large expectations, sir.
So we can't freeze the water at Murph. It takes 24 hours to freeze.
Yeah, I'm in town on Thursday.
I'm headed in town Thursday, so I will have some ice blocks there. But I don't know if our freezer at the Airbnb will be able to do it. It may be like a Saturday only thing. If I might go pull that off. Where we've got enough ice frozen. I'll bring 6 molds up if I do it. And, the ice shaver. And we'll run the shaver until we run out of ice, if I can bring it. It's on the,
don't say that, because we can get big blocks of ice. Because there's a Walmart there. There's all kinds of stuff.
I didn't think Walmart would sell like blocks of it.
I'm sure if it's not Walmart, a gas station will have a rectangular cube of ice. Yeah.
I've never actually. We've always frozen our own. I actually did not. Uh, I wasn't thinking we could.
You are unaware that you can
Uh,
buy ice?
I was unaware that you could buy blocks of it like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've never looked for it. Uh, you don't want to know why we have that. So again, I do stupid things every once in a while.
I try not to ask too many
Unfortunately.
questions.
uh, I'm not even totally sure why I have an ice shaver, a commercial snow cone booth ice shaver. I'm not totally sure of the
Because
answer to
snow
that.
cones are delicious. As long as it's clean, you could also make snow cones. And we could all have delicious snow cones.
Oh, that's what it is. It's the snowball. I think is what they call the machine. It's the commercial ice booths you go into, like a yeah, that's what those they use. That's the highest end machine you can get for it. Now, why I have one, I have no idea. It's kind of like the popcorn popper over there. I have no earthly idea. My dad bought those. I've just acquired them over the years. Uh, we have the same popcorn popper you'll see at a stadium, a movie theater. That'll pop for like 5 or 6 theaters.
Yeah, so one of the things I guess we'll have to do is like when I fly into town, we'll have to go and see if we can get some ice blocks for you. But I'm sure because I've seen they're here in Canada. You can get a block of ice. It's probably 1 foot cubed.
Ice is easy. It's the blocks because you have to get it through the shaving machine.
Well,
Um,
that's just a chisel and a hammer, ain't it? Or an ice pick.
yeah. uh,
Shout out Jimmy
yeah, you'd
DeRisto.
have to see the machine. I'll try to take it apart in a next stream or so. We'll drag it out and bring the machine over and clean it up because I'm going to be doing a show here with some ice as soon as it warms up. 12 by 16, we could probably do get an ice pick and split it, or a chisel, basically.
Well, if it'll take shattered ice, I'm sure we can track something down. Just put it on. Just remind me, because like I will. We're talking about it now. I won't even remember it next week, let alone in a month, right?
I need to. I'll have to add that to, or also my Discord, Julie, as far as my Murph plans on the Discord thing. I think you got a Discord where you're talking about Murph, don't you? Is
We
that
we
invite
have
only or is that public?
there's no public forward conversations about Murph right now. Simply
I know.
because I'm not. Well, I guess there is a forum or channel, but we haven't. Until I'm confirmed, we don't talk about it, right?
I think I need to get one on mine as far as my plans. I don't want to show my what I'm planning on bringing yet until
Yeah.
it's built and shows
Yeah.
up because I want it somewhat surprised. I did fill out the paperwork for a makerspace booth for it because we're bringing things outside of printing. I think. We'll see.
That was never a problem. That just to be very clear, Midwest is not a print event; it's a maker event. I know it's a rep wrap event, but it's yeah.
I mean, I love printing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not primarily a 3D printer here, but we are trying to work with other materials and other. I think every maker wants to work on multi-material, realistically too. I I would be shocked if I run into a maker that deep down doesn't want multi-material.
I wouldn't know what you're talking about, sir. I have no idea what you're talking about, sir.
So that is the only strange plans I have that I got to figure out is if I'm going to get into the battle bots like I want to, if that's in the budget, and the ice
Mm.
shaver right now.
Well, I keep telling you, this is the one
Because
to get. Like, doing a Death Racer would be sweet. I don't have it in my budget for a Death Racer, but doing a Death Racer would be sweet. I just don't know if I can get this over the border. So,
I don't. Death Racer would be cool, but BattleBots is just that is one of the things I remember watching as younger when I was younger,
yeah.
essentially. So,
I,
and my wife has said for years that we will turn the back building into a BattleBot arena someday, a single arena,
yeah.
and run BattleBots there. So it would be kind of cool to run into a BattleBots competition. I'd
For
also
sure.
like to have my own BattleBot arena for the Antweight.
Well, Antweight's not bad.
Here
It's a
somewhere.
it was it a 4x4 or 4x6 cube? It's not.
That's why I want to do Antweight.
This is
It's also
Antweight.
affordable to trash, you know.
Yeah, this is Antweight. On my docket is to do new body for it. I'm working on my tires. So I don't really know. Like, I don't know what's what. The actual, for anyone who wants to pick my brain, the center bore of the hub is having shrinkage issues as opposed to the top. So where the center bore of the hub enters the TPU and exits throughout its print within the TPU is actually smaller diameter than the actual bore, and I don't know. I have no idea why. I've tested and tested. It's probably one of the most tested items I've ever done. Once I get that done,
Yeah,
I'll have the energy to start doing like I'll do another body and stuff. So, and then the
the
only
body
setback on
shouldn't be
that
bad
machine.
to transport. Or Liz is right. It's pretty much the battery that's the issue.
And then it's Antweight, and this one is done by Figuretech Studios. So, Fingertech something. I'll find the link. They're in Saskatchewan. In Saskatchewan. There is one. Is it Palm Bay? Palm Bay. There's one down in the States as well. Fingertech Robotics. Yeah, this is a Fingertech.
I just have to figure out budget because I'm trying to keep a lot of our budget for the makerspace itself. We're looking at a couple of machines we got to buy. And every once in a while, I get on this opinion that that comes before me getting to pay at the moment.
Well, as I said,
Because
like
that's a permanent play.
if people bring me projects, and I think you should be open to the same idea, is if people bring me projects to work on while I'm at the event, I'll work on them. As everyone knows, I am sort of a workaholic when it comes to all this stuff. So
I'm not opposed to working on a project there. I don't know how much. Well, I guess I'm going to be driving, so I'll be bringing some tools.
Hello there.
hello there.
Obviously, I'm not bringing a welder with me because they don't have the power for that. At least I doubt they do. So, but I will be bringing basic hand tools.
Yeah, but you can get a 120 buzz box.
I actually have a 120 buzz box.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't get a good duty cycle out of it. You get what, a 20-minute duty cycle out of it, but you can get it done if you really want to.
Still, I don't know that you want to start bringing in welding to a maker event necessarily. Not if you want to see people.
I'm happy to do some stick welding in a box.
Actually, my 120 would be a industrial glue gun.
Mig, even easier.
Really,
even easier.
Thinking about it. All of my stick welding is 220 or 240. It's
You got a request in chat. What is this Delta bot?
You are
This
watching a master at work.
Then I'm taking apart. This is a Delta printer, FL Suns, that I am disassembling for the square or extrusion and some other parts, the stepper motors, belts for another project. The printer has actually thousands of hours on it because this was our workhorse for a 3D print farm for a long time. We're just basically salvaging what's left and making something else out of it. I'm not
I'm gonna
sure
step away
if
for
it's
a
going to be on
moment, okay,
stream or
Bob?
not. Okay. I'm not sure how much of that's going to be on stream because of what I'm trying to do right now. But at some point, you're going to see a few jobs like this on stream, fully done. At the moment, we're running some stuff. Let me check this out. At the moment, we're doing some off-camera things, and well, we'll probably always will be for R&D for certain people that they're going to own the rights to it, because that's one way to pay bills, is to do it that way. So this is basically what each of the arms run on a Delta. Every arm's got its own stepper motor. So I'm taking apart all the steppers, borrowing them, sensors for them, and using those for another project to save myself some money. This is probably going to be set aside for the, well, this one's probably going to be the gel printer. The Shenanigans is working on a design for us. Because these have nice long shafts on them. The steppers, I think, are fine. The control board is bad. And the display is bad. But these parts can still be salvaged out of all of our older printers. Keeps it out of the landfill. And anything we can reuse instead of throwing away. Contrary to popular belief, even though I do like to stab bags, anything we can keep out of the landfill and reuse or repurpose is a good thing. I did see the, I did move the stabs of bag modes to an appropriate location on screen. For those that don't know, that is the only appropriate way to handle bags. And Red has created a bug to even remind us of that. Which I'm very appreciative of. Always stab the bag. But stab it at the end and you can always reseal it.
Subscriber hype.
Thank you for the subscription. Can't tell, unfortunately, who that is. Thank you. I can't pronounce that, Jim.
Subscriber hype.
Come on, let's run that hype train. Bob can't
So
hear
you
me
actually,
most of the time.
I can't hear much most of the time anymore. I'm going
100
deaf.
biddies. Come on, guys. Let's give Bob 100 biddies. He's got 4 minutes on. Don't let it die. Show that support. Oh, we hit a milestone too. We got 10 subs. What?
Yes, I've actually got more subs than I've ever had. Thank you very much for everybody. Yes, late for my birthday, but Sandy's birthday is this week. So I get to take her out all week. Or at least a couple times this week. Her birthday is Thursday.
Bob, show some more excitement. This is a hype train, sir. Come on, this is a big deal.
Yes, it is. It's my second hype train, I think. The first
Number
one was
2, better than number
yeah.
1. Let's go. What?
I appreciate that. My first one was with fighting. So thank you very much.
I'm
for
honored
this
to
one?
be here for your hype train, sir.
I need to come up with something, I guess, don't I, for the hype trains. I just I don't have any. I do have
Subscriber
jalapeno
hype.
sticks.
We're getting toy.
Oh, wow,
we
almost a full level 1.
almost level 1. We got another 2 minutes left, guys.
Nope. Oh, I thought it was over.
No, it's not. No, they're keeping it going. They're pushing the love. There it is.
Now my first is that level 2?
Yes, sir. That's level
Nope.
2. We are now into a level 2 hype train. Let's go. Come on, give the people some energy, Bob. Come on now. Yes, sir.
I've been working outside all day, man. Energy's a lacking subject here. Nobody
Because
wants to
she's
see
booty.
me dance.
Everyone wants to see you dance.
If I get to a level 5, I'll dance. We'll say that.
Level 5. Ooh. Well, if he makes a level 3, send me a DM. We'll figure something out.
Subscriber hype.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there.
I thought I was joking about the dance at level 5, but I made the promise. I'll honor it. How many bits of these free? I think at level 2 he's going to, or he said he was going to dance. He got to get to at least level 3 if you don't want him to dance. That's Liz. I've got to get this off before it breaks, so give me a second. I'll be right back.
Bob is overthinking this, guys.
I overthink a lot of things, even.
It's true, you do.
It's either overthink or not think at all. As an
Agreed.
engineer.
Agreed. I agree 100%.
So, you don't get much choice with my old profession, or even as a mechanic. Oh, come on. Grid is the official infill of 2026. Does Liz?
Facts. Facts. Grid is for win.
I can't see that. There we go.
He's sitting, just so you guys know, he's sitting in the live studio. He's not actually watching the stream.
I actually have a computer out here too, so I'll watch it. So I'm trying. I moved out here. I'm trying to figure out how to stream out here because this is going to be where I'm going to have to move for the stream.
Get your official
So,
Maker
yeah.
Haas merch.
I was trying to figure out, will they allow you to have some merch up at the or at Murph?
I do
Or
believe when you
it seems
buy a
like the
table,
rules.
you are able to have merch.
So,
But now you're making me
I
wonder what I'm gonna do because there's no way I can invade your makerspace table.
I think, well, the one makerspace table I looked at was free, so I don't think that's where I can have merch. There are no rules.
Well, there you go.
I was
Bring
going to
as
make
much
a few
merch as you can
things
handle.
for to give away. So I will have a goal to give away some merch made here. Ah, okay. We will have some.
And we lost Bob again. He'll have things.
I hope they've given you some pay because I think you work for TSA, don't you? So I'm
Welcome in, Solar.
hopefully you've gotten some payment. Solar could be being abused right now, working extra hours for no pay. So yeah, I'm sorry. That I'm sorry. That is not right. Because you haven't been paid in like a month. I'm so sorry about that one. Well, thank you. We actually got to a level 2 hype train. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, everybody. Yeah, I said Uh, I think the only people that shouldn't be getting paid is Congress when they do that. If they're voting not to pay somebody, man should always be paid for his work.
Choo choo.
Yeah, but let's not get a smaller group for that. Yeah, politics streams I'm going to try to avoid because everybody's going to have an opinion, and all opinions do have some points, but we all get a hate, and I probably get too political. Uh, if they're voting not to pay somebody, they shouldn't get paid. That's I think both sides at some point can get behind that idea. Yeah, because a worker should get paid for his work. I don't think that's too controversial. Politicians, they get paid by rich people anyway. They're not up there for those paychecks. But any man should get paid for his work.
Bob is
I'm
disassembling
self-employed.
a Delta.
I am robbing parts so that we can get square tubing for another project. Recycling?
Upcycling.
Well, yeah. I guess you call it upcycling, but use everything we can. Let's not basically, don't throw anything away. I'm even going to cut the wiring and reuse that for projects because most of your wires are short wires anyway. Keep it out of landfill. Keep from destroying the planet just because you want to build something if you can and save money.
Make stuff and do things. I'm well. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, I was lurking in all the streams today. Unfortunately, that's what I've been doing lately. We have two businesses, so it's always a challenge.
Oh, it was just a short whip
Even though I'm
Sunday.
closing one.
Wasn't a big deal. It just didn't have a lot in whip Sunday today, so we did our usual. We got an hour and a half in, and then yeah. That's why we didn't raid you today.
I I appreciate every raid I get. Nobody owes me anything, and I always want to keep it that way. I don't want anybody to ever feel like they've wronged me, not giving me a raid or fact that I appreciate everybody here, but nobody's ever wronged me if they don't show up to my streams. That's the way I feel. I appreciate the time that somebody gives me to listen to me give bad advice or give me bad advice, whichever comes first. We're only given so many hours. We've got to learn to appreciate them. I'm seeing that especially right now with the lifestyle. I am currently got two parents that have health issues. So, yeah, we're only around here for so long. In fact, while Maker House is not my idea, maybe building it can give me a legacy where somebody else will take it over. This one, at least this location. Won't be all my legacy because Maker House is not entirely my idea, but not in its current form. It's inspired by other people in the stream and other people. But again, maybe, just maybe, we'll build more of them. Once I prove it's a viable business model or viable break-even model, minimum. So, but everybody, when your printers go out, don't throw them away. Do take them apart. There are a lot of good components in these that you're probably buying outside of it. Because think of all these limit switches. These old printers actually have metal little attachment pieces instead of the plastic that these newer ones run. Make it all, save you what you can. These square tubing, we pay good money for this stuff. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these arms, but these are going to be useful for something. Power supplies, board's bad, but I wouldn't guarantee all the steppers are. So what's anybody got any good projects? The the Focus, are they all running Teslas? Just out of curiosity. You okay, Heathen?
Yeah, I'm
You
cold,
cough.
dude. No, I'm cool.
Oh. You just looked off there for a second. Yeah, there's all kinds of good stuff in these things.
The excitement of reusing old parts with new machines is always a joy. Making something from something old is always cool.
We throw away way too much. I mean, a lot of times all we need is a little bit of some new bearings or some minor repair and we throw the whole entire machine away.
Yeah, I have 3 machines that need like refitting with modern stuff. I have a lot of it, new heads and stuff, and I'm a big fan of like hermit crab design where you can swap the heads and stuff.
I've never heard it called that, but
Oh, it's just one of the manufacturers out there.
ah. I mean, there's every machine's got something. Heck, even if you pull a fan out and reuse it, it's still trash out of the uh, landfill. You can recycle the metal.
Yeah, it's always like washing machines and things like that. They always have a lot of internals. The problem is with a lot of the controllers nowadays, they like limit your ability to recycle them. But it's planned obsolescence and things like that ends up being a huge problem, no matter what industry you're in. You know
Yeah,
we can't see you on camera, right? When you stand there.
no, I didn't, but I will be right back. That's I guess I'm gonna have to use big cuts or cutters to bring this over to where it's on camera. It does. It takes a little while to tear them apart, but again, if I can keep it out of landfill, same as everybody else, hopefully.
Remember, start getting your maker chips ready, everybody. You got Rocky Mountain coming, then you've got this weekend is Adepticon. 2 weeks or 3 weeks is Rocky Mountain, and then I don't know if there's one between Rocky Mountain and Midwest, but then there's Midwest. So start getting your maker chips ready. And if you have any questions, K2 Kevin is here in chat. So go ahead and give him a shout.
Let's see, I don't think I need to put a shout out for K2's Maker Chip app, or I think he's got a website, doesn't he?
I'll get the link if you want. You do
Yeah,
you. I'll get the link. Give me a second.
Tesla may also have it. She's here.
There it is. Maker Chip app.
Yes. We will have a Maker Chip design for Murph. And I will also have some limited edition Maker Chips you have to ask for. So if you see me at Murph, ask for a Maker Chip. I may make you deposit a Maker Chip to run the Bad Advice machine. Have a good night, Solar. Hopefully things get better. As I said, I know it's rough down there right now. If you're not getting paid for a month, I definitely feel for you. Also, good use of these. These actually look kind of cool if you build a wall out of them for decoration.
Old control boards, yeah. Well, and if they still take power, they can still do other things other than what they're specifically designed for. Because
Typically, if you
still
can
output.
program them.
Yeah.
I would have to look this board up. It's a maker base, so I've never heard of them. Worst case, I'm going to rob them of the components, of some of the components off of it, because you got some. There's a. What the heck? It's actually got a crystal on it. I don't know why. But there's always there's always good components on it. Oh, great. I've got 30 minutes and I will have to restart the stream or end it, unfortunately, because I'm running eating bucks today. I was trying to do both YouTube and Twitch. You probably, I don't know if you dealt with the Snap-on aftermarket or not, up in your plant season.
Yeah, I've dealt with the Snap-on trucks and the Snap-on, or sorry, and the Mack truck.
Williams. Oh, this is Williams, the Snap-on aftermarket brand for plant sites.
Proto is the common here. It's, same factory as Husky, Snap-on, and Mack.
Proto is the Stanley stuff. They're not tied to Snap-on, but they are the similar quality.
Yeah.
I think Proto builds a better puller set than Snap-on.
We like Proto it tends to be the industrial standard. That's just probably a lot of the companies get a discount buying Proto, but yeah, lots of Proto stuff. And then when you start cutting them up and turn them into slugger wrenches, it's one of the better ones. Yeah, Mastercraft's a good brand.
I've actually got a factory built slugger set of wrenches.
Oh,
acquired over the years.
Not me. I'll just cut them and weld them up.
I basically acquired a set years ago, and it's not something you use very often, but it is nice to have.
Slugger ratchets are my favorite.
I've never had a slugger ratchet.
Yeah, it's like a it's an impact ratchet without a drive.
I do have. I've got the impact screwdrivers. Every good mechanic has those.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things that I get hate for, but Snap-on makes a better impact screwdriver or driver than most other brands.
Well,
the electric difference.
The electric impact, like cordless electric impact from Snap-on, is something ridiculous, like 1120 back and just under 1,000 forward. So that's.
No, I'm actually talking about the manual one where you hit it with a hammer.
Yeah, a slugger impact.
Yeah, they that one Snap-on makes better. Now the electric, I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, the last time I looked, it's been years, but the last time I looked, the electric impacts, like 20 volt or whatever, they're pretty wild. Like I said, 1120 reverse and 1,000 forward is pretty wild.
The Milwaukee, I think, is higher. You're looking at. I thought it was like 1,400.
14 reverse, that's cool.
So
I do love me an.
That's what I have. I will attest to it. Will the old one? The new one's supposed to be not as good. My understanding from people and what I've seen, but the original one will break some. When you put it on a fastener, in a lot of cases, a residential style, not a bridge fastener, something gives. The socket, the bolt.
Yeah, you were saying you crack sockets. The only time I've ever cracked sockets is like when we overload them.
I didn't say that wasn't why I crack sockets, but I do crack sockets with the impact sockets regularly. The ones you use all day long, every day, they do not, or they will not hold.
8-face or 12-face?
Technically, I'm using 6-point. So on anything I run on Impact, I've got some 12-point, but the ones I crack are 6-point sockets.
That's wild for you to crack a 6-face. Yeah.
If I'm abusing it, I'm using a 6-point socket because
Yeah.
we don't really run 12. I've never run an Impact. I have run Harbor Freight Impact sockets. I don't think that they're a very good buy. And hear me out on this. It's not because they suck. They're not as good as Snap-on, but they'll last about half as long, and the price is a hell of a lot better. My
Well,
issue
aren't
with
they
Harbor
life
Freight,
warranty anyway?
yes, they are, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
saying they're better buy than Snap-on, but they're missing a bunch of sizes.
Yeah.
And you can go to some other industrial brands like Sunex,
Yeah.
Capri, a few other brands, and buy them cheaper than Harbor Freight. So I'm not going to call Harbor Freight sockets trash. Well, I'm going to be the odd one and say they're too expensive for other options. They're also lifetime warranty and have better or more sizes. So I strange. Like I think Husky tools are as good as not better than, but as good as Harbor Freight from Home Depot, and they're
Yeah.
cheaper than
Husky's
Harbor
not bad.
Freight.
Yeah. Huskies are good.
So I've got Husky toolboxes back there because the Snap-on one that I wanted was $30,000. I
Oh yeah.
bought 3 Husky boxes, I think, $500 a whack. Figured if I tore them up once a year, I'd be money ahead. I still have all 3 boxes.
My
So
apprentices would always want to go buy a truck box, and I was just like, why? I was like, it doesn't. It's not worth your money. It's
are the
cool,
truck
and they come
boxes
in wild
nicer?
colors. Like stuff from Snap-on or Mac when I talk about truck boxes. They're cool. And the colors they come in are
Yeah,
wild. But the wheels and the
they're
hinges and the glides are just not that much better.
I actually think they are better, but I do have a Harbor Freight cart because it was cheaper than Husky. And again, I'm as my wife says, a tight ass or cheap, because she always says cheap bastard. But that's that. She had me on the phone for as that for years. But you know, I think in some cases Harbor Freight's a little expensive. Now, if it's convenient and you got the size you want, my opinion doesn't matter. You know, you can buy individual sockets to make it up. And welcome in Peloton. I All I can offer is an opinion. I'm not a Snap-on guy. I do. These are Snap-on. I'm not gonna say I don't have any Snap-on. You know, this is Williams, which is Snap-on. Now, this came with the toolbox I bought, and this is a set that somebody gave me. So I don't buy that much Snap-on. In fact, it's missing this 8mm semi-deep, and I will never end up with that because that single socket is over $30.
That's a lot. That's a lot, especially for a chrome.
Yeah, and a 1/4-inch drive.
Yeah.
So one socket. I don't remember what the full set is. I think it was about like you buy each socket at $8 or $30 a whack. Yeah, I wouldn't buy Harbor Freight jack stands.
Just jack it
But
up, put it on
there's
dunnage.
Yeah, that's probably the safest bet. But yeah, I
You
don't.
should be working under jack stands anyway, so you're always supposed to put dunnage under.
I don't know if you're familiar with what he's talking about. There were issues with Harbor Freight jack stands collapsing on people.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to work under jack stands.
No, you're not. I
Put
yeah, there
dunnage.
was a recall on them.
4x4s,
Uh,
2x4s, whatever you got to do. Just that's what you do.
Okay.
Put everything on dunnage. Save your life. Nothing like having
Never
a
ever
transmission
run a
drop on
jack
you.
stand. Use I've always used 6x6 blocks when I'm
Yep.
really serious. You can even stack them as long as you attach them together. But yeah,
If you pyramid stack, you're
wood
fine.
doesn't give that quickly. No.
Well,
Yeah,
I've seen wood under 200-ton machines, right? So
I've actually seen 210 machines rolled in with essentially black pipe too.
Yep.
Stuck under it and used as rollers.
Yep.
So
Absolutely. Thick wall? Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's in fact that's the only time I've seen them.
Yeah, dunnage, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's essentially that's the way to do it.
Yeah, 4x4 blocks, 6x6 blocks, whatever. Just all you do is you get yourself a run, cut them to 1 foot long. So you get 8 blocks out of a beam, and that's what you get it.
Now I do recall there was something to do with the Harbor Freight where they were prying on them to get them to fail or shaking the car, which
But again, it's jack stands. You don't work under jack stands.
yeah, that's my point though. It wasn't just the Harbor Freight. Another jack stand might have failed too.
Yep.
Because if you raise the jack stand on most jack stands, it'll kick out just for a second. But that's all it takes.
Yeah, if you can get
It's
past
kind
the
of like
cam.
when you're. It's kind of like those car lifts. You want to put it back on the stand on a hydraulic car lift. You don't want to work with it not locked. Holding it with that cylinder. You never trust hydraulics because the seal fails and the thing comes crashing down.
Yeah, dunnage is the key. You can jack it up, you can put it on stands, but the stands are just there to hold it till you put the dunnage underneath. And if you're working on a car, you stick the tire underneath.
Yeah, I do. I recall that. I don't. I do have some Harbor Freight jacks, but I've never used them for a car.
Well, the coolest.
I got some rolling jacks at bottom.
Bottle jack, sure, you can do it with bottle jacks, but even then, you only have a single point of contact. Whereas and it's a very, very small surface area. The best thing to do is jack stuff up and put dunnage under it.
There's just a Miata. A Miata, you might be able to pick up the back end at least. I mean, that's not much bigger than a go kart.
You're so mean.
I'm not wrong.
You're not, but you're still mean.
It's fair to use a jack stand under a Miata.
No jack stands. Always dunnage. Sorry.
If you can't bother as a young child to pick up the back end of the Miata, jack stand will be okay for a while. Come on, Miata's not that bad. They're cool cars. Kind of like that
quick.
BMW Roadster thing.
7?
Yeah, it's going to be quick. It's got an actual engine and a go kart. I mean, I see go karts with more metal.
It's true. It's true.
It's kind of like if you put a 6-cylinder engine in a King Midget. That would take a little bit of welding and fab, but that'd be a quick little car. If you know what a King Midget is.
I do, yeah.
Quarter
Scale or half scale, right?
No, the King Midget was those cars that were advertised in comic books, where they had a 9 horsepower Wisconsin Robin in them. They're built in Ohio. They actually ran.
Oh, they're actually
legal
cool.
car,
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool. Yeah.
with a 9 horsepower Wisconsin Robin in it.
Yeah, they're half scale.
Yeah, you put a little
they made them
VW
for a
bug
long
engine
time.
in that thing. Yeah. Put a little VW Volkswagen engine in there, and
Yeah, what do they got? 7.5 Wisconsin, then 9 horsepower, then a 12 horsepower. Cooler, and then Bridges and Stratton. And Briggs and Stratton, if you know who they are, they're actually a mill manufacturer or industrial machine manufacturer.
I did not know they did that. They were the largest key manufacturer, house key, in the world for a long time.
What a shame.
But
we can't have nice things anymore.
Okay, enjoy the supper. Thanks for the alert. Yeah, we used to have a lot of air-cooled stuff, but most mechanics aren't really skilled on air-cooled anymore. You have to use different oils. There's differences of working on them to get good results. Would be a better way of putting it.
Yeah, but you can always put like an air-cooled engine can always be water-cooled. It's not a big deal.
Well, same size.
Yeah.
You can't just convert them that easy. You got to drill the block out.
Yeah, but you can use like a what do you call it, jacket or whatever. They can do a water jacket. There's a bunch of opportunities you can do. It's not a full conversion, but there's ways to cool the block.
You could, but if you think about an air-cooled engine, you have to run again a oil that's designed to cool it. So you got to have a high zinc oil for an air-cooled engine. You also have to be running. The problem with air-cooled is it doesn't cool while at idle.
Yeah.
So, like if you put it in a parade and you're running an air-cooled engine, you'll burn the engine up, like a real slow driving. But if you take it on the highway, it will cool itself. So it becomes an issue.
Yeah, just need a fan, and then you can use an intercooler to like run super cold air through it.
Essentially, yes. You've got to redesign, put a fan in the box.
Yeah.
But again, it's got to be a high-speed fan. You got to do some math on it, essentially. But anything can be done if you're brave enough.
Or if you got enough time and not enough sense.
Yeah. And even more if you don't care how long it lasts.
Oh, that's the answer to everything.
What? How long it lasts?
Yeah, if it's only got you can spend $100,000 on an engine, and if it only has to last 4 seconds, it don't matter.
I always say as a mechanic, and I piss people off sometimes doing it, but there's a go fast mechanic and there's a go far mechanic. They're not the same people. So
I think I used to be a go fast mechanic. I think I'm a go far mechanic now.
I have never been a go fast mechanic because I was raised with
only needs to work once. I don't know if I'm talking efficiency. I just like things to last. So like I like older technologies. No, he'll be back. Don't worry. Like I'm a straight 6 guy. Straight 5's okay. Carbureted straight 6, I like them. And I like things to last. It doesn't, I really like BMW 5 Series switchbacks or station wagons, but it's one of the biggest complaints I've ever heard about BMWs is they leak, right? Well, that's not going to last you a long time. But I don't know.
Well,
I
no,
like
it's
things
how
that
they
last
check
a
the
long time.
oil. It's kind of like Harley. I mean, if a, it's not a Harley if it's house trained. You don't have to put uh, absorbent pads underneath it like pee pads for dogs. It's not a Harley, and you know it's out of oil when it stops leaking.
There you go.
Yeah, how big's the puddle? That's how the bikers used to check the oil, right? Um, I mean, but and what was it? The SR Blackbird? They leak until they get to speed.
Well, they leak fuel on the pad, yeah. Once they get to a certain altitude, they stop leaking, which is why they refill them.
Yeah. But what you can do making something go fast, like heck, even a small engine, which is probably my specialty, is smaller stuff.
Yep.
I could get and double the horsepower on the out of the engine, but it's not going to last for you. If
Well,
if you
what
just
is it?
wanted to,
The Geo, 3-cylinder Geo, with a turbo, super fun little car. But as soon as you start changing, start altering, start beefing it up, it's just not built for it. It just breaks. Some things you just
yeah.
gotta accept they are. Like you can do a little bit to them, but
And you can do a little bit to all of that stuff, but
yeah,
it's got its limits.
yeah, and you just gotta accept that.
Uh,
But we can't have
and
anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
can have nice things.
Yeah. We can't have fun
Uh,
stuff. There's too many rules for everything nowadays. You can't have fun stuff. You can't have like those what did you say, king midgets? Yeah, those king midgets. You'd never be able to get that nowadays.
I don't know. We actually sell electric cars that are like those. I mean,
Yeah, but an
just,
electric car would be 5
yeah,
times that price.
Geostorms were that way.
Yeah. It's like how many like how many samurai do people tune and build to the 9th degree? But it ain't worth your dollar. It's fun, and if you got money to pour into it, go for it. But that's not you, things have their limits, and the more you upgrade, the more you change, the more problems you have.
They used to build things with extra tolerances where you could change out a few items, but they overbuilt certain areas. Like you buy an old mill, that's a huge hunk of steel. It You may want a digital readout to change a few items to fix it up to its full capacity.
Yeah, it's just we just can't have nice things anymore. It's fine. I accept it.